All right, so now you've got a whole bunch of invitations you've sent out. You sent out 20 of them to your fellow alumni, or 20 of them to people that play hockey, whatever it might be, okay? So now you're waiting for these people to accept these invitations. Well, here's the scoop. Just the numbers right now will point out that if you send out 100 invitations, likely 20 of them will accept it right away. 20 of them might accept it that night or the next morning when they check their emails. Another 20 might be a day or two later. Another 20 maybe a couple weeks later. And 20 of them will delete it, not pay attention. They won't care. We don't care about them, I promise. All we care about are the people that we are inviting to connect with us, right? So when you send these out, okay, the first chunk of people may look at your profile, but they may not. They'll just say, oh, this guy looks impressive, or this one looks impressive. I'm going to connect, and I'm going to accept it. But some people view the profile. So that's why we want to make sure that that profile looks great. But you've already done that, right? So now they're accepting these invitations. What happens? You get an email that says, congratulations, you're now connected to Bob Smith. All right? And then it gives you the option to either look at their profile or move on with your life. You want to look at their profile, and I'll tell you why in a minute. What happens to Bob Smith? Well, Bob gets an email saying, congrats, you're now connected to whatever, but then it takes him to the next page. It says, other people you should know. And it takes him away from your profile. So it's likely he's already forgotten who you are. He's accepted your invitation, and you're gonzo. So it's essential that you follow up. So what happens is when you get that acceptance, you click on View Profile, you see his or her profile, you go to their contact info, you get their email address, okay? And you send them an email directly. Don't go through LinkedIn anymore. Send an email directly to them. In the subject heading, you say, thanks for connecting. In the body, you say, Dear Bob, thanks so much for accepting my invitation to connect on LinkedIn. As I mentioned in that invitation, I'm a fellow Colgate graduate and a hockey player, and I'd love to connect with you and get your insight into what it's like to work at so-and-so bank. I'm considering a transition into the financial space. I'd love to set up a call with you in the coming days. What works best for you, Tuesday afternoon or Thursday morning? Now, you may notice I just mentioned Tuesday afternoon and Thursday morning. It's called the alternate sales close. You always give people two options, and you ask them which one is better. It's an old sales trick I learned 1,000 years ago. Because it's likely that if you just say, I'd love to schedule a call in the coming weeks, they'll be like, yeah, whatever. Talk to me in a couple weeks. And they'll blow it off. You've got to put the onus on them to pick Tuesday morning or Thursday afternoon, whichever ones I said. They'll pick one or the other because one of them is going to be better than the other, and then you're off and running. Okay? I'll talk about what you're going to say in that conversation in a bit. Thanks.